Hi guys. So it's finally been announced that Prince Harry is attending the King's coronation on the 6th of May, and Meghan Markle is going to remain at home in Montecito with the children. So, guys, what do we think about this? I mean, I actually think this is such a good decision, and I'm really surprised that Meghan is staying at home. And I kind of respect this decision, really. It kind of makes me feel, you know, that this was quite a decent decision. And I kind of respect them a little bit for this. Only things I'm worried about is probably three things. One is, was this PR advice that he should attend? Because he's, in fact, going to be in London on the 9th of May. So the coronation is on the 6th of May. He's going to be in London on the 9th of May because he's going to court for another lawsuit that he is issuing this time, or he's issued this time. It's against the Mirror newspaper, which is the newspaper here. I've read that he's the star witness, whatever. But basically, he's a witness in his case, obviously. So he was due to be in England anyway on the 9th of May. And so I wonder whether this was some PR advice, whether, his PR people were like, mate, you're going to be there on the 9th of May. You can't really hide that. People are going to know about it, and the fact that you didn't go to your father's coronation only a couple of days before is going to be really bad. Like, people are going to really dislike that. So I kind of am skeptical. Is this a PR move? Was this on PR advice? And secondly, is he still going to have ammunition to be able to come up with loads of allegations and divulge private conversations between him and his family members in another book or in another interview? Or has he got an interview in America lined up already on some sort of daytime TV or some evening talk show? And then is he going to start talking about it and talking about the coronation and giving inside knowledge and talking, making allegations like, oh, they looked at me, they did this to me, or they snubbed me? So that's a bit annoying. And then thirdly, come on now, you're going to expect that Meghan is going to do something on the day, isn't she? It's Archie's birthday. She's going to post something from some photographer friend that's going to be very arty-warty. It might even be black and white photo with, them living some idyllic fairy tale life in Montecito, California with the sunshine, so that there can be this sort of comparison between, oh, I'm such a humble person living my humble life, and look what I've given up, and so that I can find freedom. And then it's going to have like Harry FaceTiming or something, and it's going to be like a FaceTime photo, and them all like smiling and laughing, and like Harry laughing, and like there being a cake. And there's going to be that happening on the 6th of May. So it's kind of like, if they were at the coronation, you can kind of control it a bit more. But obviously, she's not going to be at the coronation. So is she just going to go wild with the headlines? Yeah, so I hope, none of that will happen. So there hasn't been anything reported about what Harry's role is going to be at the coronation, and whether he's going to have a key role, whether he's going to be sitting with the family or involved with the family, or whether he's going to be involved in the processions after, or whether he's going to be balcony or whatever, or whether he's just going to be, arriving and leaving like Eugenie or Beatrice or something. So yeah, there's no report as to what he's actually going to be doing and how much he's going to be involved in. I mean, I personally think that he shouldn't really be involved that much, because frankly, you've given up being a working member of the royal family, and you've disparaged the royal family so much so that it would actually just look silly if you turned up and was like right in the middle of everything, and right in the middle of the balcony, and in your sort of coach waving your hand to the crowd going down, the mall. It sounds so ridiculous. And frankly, after everything that you've said in your book about your father and about your brother and about the royal family and about the institution, I kind of think, is it not traumatic for you to be involved in that sort of stuff? Is it not just you, I want my family, I don't want an institution, so you just want to come and support your dad and support your brother and what have you? Good for you, and I'm glad you're doing that. But so that should be the message, that you turn up and it's like, hey bro, hey dad, and then you're not involved in all the pomp and circumstance and all the ceremonial stuff, because that's what you gave up, right? So that's my view, is that he shouldn't have a role. I think if he doesn't have a role, I think good for him. I would have much more respect for him, actually, if he just turned up and was like, I'm here with my family, I'm here to support my family, and they're not involved in all the pomp. And if Meghan just tones it down and, doesn't do a massive headline grabbing picture, and they walk away from this and actually don't report anything about it, I would have so much respect for them. My respect for them would actually go up. I'm going to say it. My respect for them would go up. And I actually have a little bit of respect for them now that they've made the decision that Meghan's not coming. I don't understand why that Meghan and the children have come to England. Why are they in Montecito? Because if Harry's got a court case, he's going to be here for a little while. So you could have just come here. Then Harry could have just bolted after the ceremony and gone and seen his kids and celebrated the birthday. So it seems a bit odd that they're not coming over, because they could come over somewhere. And don't give me this nonsense about security, okay? Come over, ask your dad, can I stay in Windsor Castle? Ask your dad, apparently he can stay in Frogmore until the coronation, so I don't know if that's still available. Stay with Beatrice, ask somebody, ask your dad, can I stay in Kensington Palace? Can I stay in, High Grove? Can I stay in Clarence House? Can I stay in Buckingham Palace? I mean, do you know what I mean? There's so many things you can go on that has royal security. So just be like, can we stay in there? And fine, you bolt over to the coronation, then go back so you can celebrate your son's birthday. And then you can spend a nice little spring in England whilst you go off and do your case, and your family are here. So I don't really understand why she's all the way in Montecito. I think that there's going to be some headline grabbing thing. She's going to be in the garden with like Tyler Perry and Ellen DeGeneres and Oprah Winfrey, and they're going to be celebrating, this blooming birthday. And I don't want to hear the argument about, oh, she's not coming because of security. Oh, I fear for my family. It's just too much. Like, honestly, it's just too much. I want them to have a positive spin on this decision, to be like, look, Harry, I'm coming to support my family. Meghan, I'm going to stay back and stay with the children and celebrate my son's birthday. Cool. Don't start to be whiny, oh, she's not coming because there isn't security to keep my family sufficiently safe. Like, stop. Because one, it's so insulting that you perceive, or that you're portraying, that you guys being in Great Britain is like such a danger to your lives. You're not the only members of the royal family that have had death threats. You're not the only public figure that have had death threats. You're not the only celebrity that have had death threats. And the fact that, and you've probably got more security than all of them. So you will have private security for your family in any event. And as I said, you can stay in these places like Buckingham Palace, I'm sure, or Windsor bloody Castle, or Frogmore Cottage, where your family would be safe. So please don't start putting a spin on it, because now the news is out, we're going to start hearing from Omid Scobie and, the spokesperson of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And, and we're going to start hearing because they love to just say something about everything. And it's like, look, sometimes you just don't need to. Sometimes it's like, this is our decision, full stop. And I would respect that if after this there isn't some fallout, there isn't all this press speculating why she's not coming. If actually there isn't a fallout, not that there won't be a fallout, because obviously everyone's got something to say, isn't it, about any situation. But I just mean that they don't create this narrative of like victimhood. Oh, she can't come because it's so unsafe, or we haven't got our security, and my wife hasn't been able to come because the Home Office and the government haven't allowed us to pay for royal security, and I've had to take them to court, and it wasn't in time for the king's coronation, and blah 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 blah. Like, if they just don't do that, because I find it, as a British person, quite insulting to think that like my country is as dangerous as, say, for example, America. They're trying to say that it's right-wing extremists in the UK. I doubt that anyone would be able to get near Harry and Meghan. But then you compare that to like the United States. Are you telling me there's no right-wing extremists in the United States that, I don't know, bear guns? And I don't know, Obama and Michelle Obama, like, did they not suffer from death threats and, really serious real death threats and racism by right-wing extremists, and also in the media? I think so. So it's really insulting that like we're seen in Britain in like isolation as like this racist, dangerous country, that like Meghan Markle can't even come to the most secure event called the King's Coronation. Just seems to me really bizarre. I mean, gosh, isn't all of them like in danger? Talk about the risk analysis and safety and security needed for something like the coronation must be like a security nightmare. The things that they have to consider. must just be an absolute nightmare. Like the terrorist risk must just be insane. And so, but I don't want to minimize their feelings, because I don't know what it's like to be in that situation and to be a public figure and to feel that my life is in danger. So I don't want to minimize how they feel. Security is obviously a very important thing for them, and that's fine. And if you feel like my wife is safer where she is and I don't want her to be here, fine. But just don't, fill the media headlines with this negative spin on the decision that you've made, because I actually think it's a good one and I respect the decision that you've made. And now let's hold our breath to see what comes in the days to follow. And I think it's actually the best decision for everyone. Although Harry again will be in a position where he's sort of alone to kind of face the wrath. But I mean, have you ever had someone that you really dislike and then they turn up at an event, like a sort of intimate family event, and you're kind of like, your back goes right up and you're really awkward and your energy just goes to zero, they just suck the energy out and you're just really sort of awkward the whole time? So I feel like someone like Kate and someone like William would feel that way, and like Camilla, and actually this is such a happy occasion, and now they can just be free and be comfortable and be happy to just enjoy the event. And likewise, Meghan has to turn up with her fake smile, her Cheshire face, looking everywhere at the camera, smiling, and now she doesn't have to do that. She can just chill and just do her thing. So actually I think it's a really good decision all round. Okay guys, well, take care, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.